there I was thinking that I was this hotshot neurosurgeon. I did think I was pretty good, I got to tell you. I mean, coming out of Detroit, out of the inner city, and becoming the chief of pediatric neurosurgery at Johns Hopkins after going to Yale and the University of Michigan, I thought I was pretty hot stuff. And then in came this patient from Georgia. Little boy was quoting Bible verses already at age 2. But when he was 4 years old, he started having trouble swallowing, talking, walking. And they diagnosed him with a brainstem tumor. And he was seen by multiple specialists. No one thought there was anything that could be done. And they ended up at Johns Hopkins. And I remember seeing that boy for the first time rolling in on that stretcher, barely moving, barely breathing, foaming at the mouth, unable to move one of his sides. And I was thinking, what am I supposed to do here? And I looked at the scans, and I saw this ugly brainstem tumor. And I told the parents, this is a brainstem tumor. This is inoperable. There's nothing that can be done about this, I or anybody else. And they said, but doctor, the Lord is going to heal our son. And he sent us to you because you could help. And I said, but I can't. This is inoperable. No neurosurgeon can do this. They said, but doctor, the Lord is going to heal our son, and he's going to use you to do it. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. MRIs were new at that time. I said, let's do an MRI. Maybe it'll show us something the CAT scan doesn't show. We did an MRI. All the neuroradiologists looked at it. They concluded that it was an inoperable brainstem tumor. And, I told them, and they said, but doctor, the Lord is going to heal our son, and he's going to use you to do it. I said, okay, I'll tell you what. 1 in 1,000 times the scans are incorrect, and, it could be like a fungus infection with a big inflammatory component or something. So I will go in and biopsy it, but I'm not optimistic. And they said, by all means. And I went in, exposed the area of the brainstem. There's a big, ugly, grayish red mass. And I took a biopsy and sent it off to the pathologist, and it came back very high-grade glioma, a very malignant tumor. And I said, well, as long as I'm here, I'll just debulk as much as I can until I started running across important structures, and I just closed them up. And I went out to talk to the family, and I said, unfortunately, it looks like what we thought. And, only God knows the beginning from the end. Maybe your son in his 4 years has already served his purpose, and will understand it better by and by. All the wonderful things we tell people. And walked away fully expecting that he would deteriorate and die. And those parents said, thank you, doctor. The Lord is going to heal our son. And I was thinking, I have never seen people with this level of faith, ever. Well, over the next few days, instead of deteriorating, he actually got better. He started handling secretions. His eyes started looking in the same direction. I said, what's going on here? I said, let's do another scan. And we did. There was still a big, ugly tumor, but you could see a little ribbon of tissue that looked like brainstem. And I said, maybe the brainstem was just being compressed to the point where we couldn't see it. And by debulking some of the tumor, now we can see a ribbon. And maybe we should go back in and re-examine. And they said, by all means. And I went back in. The nature of the tumor was different. Under the microscope, start peeling it away layer by layer. When I got to the last layer, there was the glistening white brainstem, smashed but intact. To make a long story short, that boy walked out of the hospital, and today he's a minister. What does that tell you?